Hi everybody, I'm just doing a very quick five content loss, sorry, I've got to do this now apparently. Sorry, I've never done this from my car before. I just wanted to do a very quick my 5 minute to grieve series from my car today, just before my daughter goes for football practice. But I wanted to talk about grief versus depression. I get asked this a lot, and from my perspective as a grief expert, all depressed states are actually states of grief. They are things that have gone on in your life that you've not been shown how to move through. See, when something happens to you, nobody wants to really listen. Nobody wants to have you in your pain. So people will do anything that they can to stop you from feeling that pain. But inadvertently, in doing that, what happens is that in not being allowed to feel the pain that you are in, you get stuck in it. So as time passes and you then believe that you're healed, which you're not, then you start to put on the mask. Then you start to do this thing called being strong, which is a myth of grief. And then you start keeping yourself busy, and then you start distracting yourself. You think you're better, but you're not. That grief is still there. So then what happens is the next thing will happen to you, whether it is a divorce, a split up, a job loss, a health issue, things not working out in the way that you want them to, not having enough time, loss of hopes, dreams, anything that you wish for that isn't working out in the way that you want. All of those things are a grief issue. So then as you go through your second one, the same thing happens. You might reach out and talk to someone and ask for some advice. But once again, because they love you or your friends don't know what to say to you, they start trying to fix you, start trying to tell you not to feel the way that you do, to focus on the positive in your life. And whilst these things might be intellectually true, when it comes to emotions and when it comes to your broken heart, they are not helpful. And because of that, once again, you get stuck in grief. You get stuck in the conflicting set of feelings that you have after that current loss. So then once again you distract yourself, you believe that you need to give it time, you believe you need to be strong, you distract yourself. So once again you don't get to move beyond the pain of where you're at. So because of that, you then believe that time's healed you, so you carry on distracting yourself until the next thing happens, and then so forth and so forth. And this just carries on and on and on with all the different griefs that you've gone through until you get to the current state that you're in. And the current state that you're in may be one of hopelessness, despair, as being the serious version of grief, to just a general feeling of malaise, or having an outwardly successful life, outwardly successful appearance, outwardly successful things, possessions, but inside you might not be feeling what everybody is seeing on the outside. And this is where, when that video one I did 2 days ago, that mask gets firmly fixed into place. And that can be a very dangerous place for some people, because you start to believe that. You start to believe that you're okay, or you should be okay, but you're not. And so we get stuck. And then before we know it, we might end up down the doctors with this set of feelings. We might get put on antidepressants. Now, of course, there's a place for those in life, and for some people they're really helpful in very serious depressed states. But they shouldn't be our go-to. Antidepressants aren't the answer to grief. They are not the answer to being heard, and not everybody wants to go down that route. So if you don't want to do that route, what else is there for you? But there is recovery. There is another way to work through your grief. But getting stuck in it is not helpful, and my job is to help you get informed, get aware, so that you can move through it. Because grief is a naturally painful emotion. It is meant to be so. It's grief, but you can't avoid it. It is the avoidance of going through it that causes the problems. You have to go through it, but you come out the other side. You actually can come out of it. And it's not so difficult. You've just got to be shown how to do it. And that's where this work is so powerful. So we need to get rid of those masks. We need to be able to talk about how we feel without being fixed by others. As counterintuitive as it is to allow another to talk, you've got to jump in that pit with them. Just let them talk. Anyway, I hope this has been useful. Sorry about the car video this time, but at least I'm getting this out there to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that this helps you in some way. And look out for my next video tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.